What's up, everyone? We are here at the track, so super great to be back. See the old Rock Falls view. It is, well, right now the clouds kind of came over, but it is like 93 degrees. It's brutally hot, but we're just gonna do some testing and probably only run 300 feet until we could do a fast 60 foot. I mean, there's no reason to beat the hell on this motor. There's no reason to do anything crazy until the car shows what it can actually do. So that's what we're looking for here. 300 feet. That is a noisy car. But anyway, we're looking for 300 feet, just good clean passes, fast 60 foots. Then we'll run it out the 8th mile and see what she does. But it's gotta go bottom 120s before I'm gonna do something like that. So it's a little tougher conditions with it being so hot, you know, I can already tell the car's lazy, but once it gets into boost, it'll be all right. It'll just be kind of more of a game of trying to keep the transmission cool if I got to sit on the chip for an extra 3 or 4 seconds. So we'll see. It seemed like, I don't know, normally it doesn't care when it's hot out, but I've never ran this motor in the heat before, so I don't really know. And maybe I got to do a little boost leak check, but everything's on, so it should be all right. But you know, we'll see. It makes good boost and it makes it fast once it gets wound up, so I think it'll be all right. But I just kind of pulled over here. There's some nice big trees here that provide a little shade, get the transmission off the hot concrete and get her cooled off because it kind of got warm. I already made one pass, but I forgot to make the intro, so that's why I'm telling you now. So there you've seen the first pass, and it was ultra lazy. I mean, as I said in the intro, it's hot, and it normally isn't like that, so that's kind of interesting, but I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. I have to see when it cools off sometime, if it pops off any faster. Like, I haven't tried it very much. It seemed like before I rebuilt the motor, it was a lot faster, but everything's the same as it was before, so it's got to just be a heat thing. The only time I've driven it, it's been in the 90s, so with the fresh motor, so I mean, I don't really know, but it did eventually get there, and it made like 14 pounds on the chip, which was great, and then proceeded to go 128 60 foot with only 22 pounds in it, so that's really promising. We're actually, it did something good. That's the fastest it's been to the 60 foot since, even with the Hughes converter, is whatever the deal was with that. That's the fastest, that was the last time it went into the 120s, so it's nice to get back in there. Converter does seem tight. I mean, given we were 10 pounds short on boost, but add another 10 to it and we'll see what happens. Fuel pressure was perfect. EGTs, everything looked like it was happy. Car ran good. So yeah. One of the reasons it spooled up so slow is I only had the dump valve on 50%. So I changed it to 100 now. I don't know why I had it on 50, but I just did. But now it's at 100, so it should be faster. And I did try it and it seemed to be like it was okay, but now we're just chilling here, letting the transmission cool off a little bit. I really thought that this test day was going to be in the morning, which is kind of what I was looking for, so you could get out before the heat, but now it's kind of just a waiting game, making sure everything's cool before you go up there and abuse it. So, but I'm not really in line. I'm just kind of sitting here in the shade, but I'll pull her up here in about 5-10 minutes and we'll go make another one. I wicked it up a little bit, so still gonna do the same thing. We'll only go to like the 330. I wanna make sure the fuel pressure's good. I wanna make sure that that it's 60 foot good before I go out and start running full 8th mile hits. I don't think today is a day for a PB. It's just too damn hot and the air is kind of shitty, but you know, if the car will go decently fast, it'll be a good day and I'll be plenty happy. I mean, we've been working really hard and we haven't seen any good data in a long time, so hopefully today's the day we can see some good information. And yeah, so gonna wait here a little bit, head up, we'll make another rip. So I forgot to do any more track filming, so we'll finish them out here. But there you've seen pass number 2. It went a 126 to the 60 foot. I did put some more power in it, and I left on 4,800, and looks like 14.5 pounds. It went at 126, and looks like it was about 27 pounds-ish at 0.7 into the run. So I mean, definitely had a lot of power in it. Still don't think it was really nearly as fast as it should have been for how much power I had in it, but like I said, this converter is super tight, so it just might not like that. But one thing I was having an issue with, this converter pressure was rising really fast, so this time I tried to open the dump a little bit, but it didn't really do a whole lot. So that'll be something to work on the next pass. But other than that, don't really have any valuable ET data because I quit just before the shift, basically. There's really no reason to put a whole bunch of runs on the motor until it actually 60 foot's good. So if it's not going to 60 foot good, or if I don't see a good 60 foot time, I'm just going to get out of it. I mean, it's hard on the motor to run them all the way, especially with the stock bottom end stuff. They just don't last super long. So now I believe I was thinking about putting some more power into it, which would only make sense to see if it'd go any faster. So pass number 3 coming up. So there you're seeing pass number 3. That one was a 129 to the 60 foot, and I held it out just a little bit past the shift. I think it coasted like a 580. So I mean, it was doing something, but nothing too awesome. Left on 4,800 and 12.5 pounds, so it wasn't quite like, you know, with the spooling thing. Wasn't quite as stoked as it was the last one. Didn't quite get up there as much in boost, but it was making 31 psi at 0.9 into the run. So I mean, definitely getting after it as the car rolled out, but I didn't leave on quite as much, so I don't think it loved that a whole lot. I wish I had a little more in it there to see what it really done, but 129 still, that's quite a bit of power to only go 129. So I mean, we're still kind of seeing some sort of issues here, but at this point we're still feeling out that converter. I mean, it's really tight as it goes through the middle. I mean, I'm seeing it flashes to about 6,800 and dips to about 62. So it's pulling the engine down real hard. I mean, did not like that. That time I also had the dump open about 25% for the first 3 seconds, I think. And I don't know how much that contributed to the slower 60 foot, but it definitely was slower. So now, pass number 4. Pass number 4, I opened the dump a lot to try to combat the really high charge pressure, and it definitely did not like that. Now, in the car, it felt like it was doing something, which is how it always feels, so that's super weird. But when it flashed and it took off, I was like, oh, it's kind of getting after it this time, so I decided to run it all the way out. Didn't do anything unbelievably awesome, so it wasn't really worth it, and it just didn't like the dump open. It went at 133, which is that magic number that if you've been watching for a while, it always goes a 133, no matter how much power you have in it. Now, obviously, with the tighter converter, it was trying to do something a little bit, but it had a ton of charge pressure. So the dump was open, trying to combat that. And with the converter being so tight, it wanted to dog through the middle so hard, so I'm trying to combat that as well, because I can't put any more power in it, because we already got all the power in it. So obviously that converter is just not going to be the one, so that pass was kind of just a waste. I mean, it just more proved a point to me anyway. So that wasn't the greatest run in the whole world. It was nice to run the car out and go pretty fast, because I think we went like 130 something there. 133, 134 miles an hour, which I think that's the fastest the car's been in a long time. So it definitely was liking something in there. I mean, it liked that stator, at least mile an hour wise, but it is just too tight down low for that thing to really get after it. So then I decided that run 5, I was going to try something a little bit gnarly, and it did not work out, but you'll see that here. So there you've seen the 5th run. What I wanted to do there is, I've been told a few times that I should try leaving on less RPM, and I've actually seen that work in some cases where the converter just liked it a lot. And so, but with the heat and why ever it was spooling so slow, if it was the converter or if it was the heat or whatever, I just couldn't get it to make enough power to do anything. So I think I left at like 4,206 PSI. It just wasn't enough to really have her getting after it. So that one was a complete waste, but it was worth a shot anyway. I mean, I left at 4,409 pounds. So yeah, I did not like that. It went like a 139. It was terrible, but something to try. I mean, you got to try stuff when you're out testing, and that's exactly what we were doing. But other than that, the tune-up looks pretty damn good here. I mean, it was adding just a hair of fuel going all the way down the track. It's flowing like 1,300 pounds an hour of fuel. I mean, it's making really nice power. That's no doubt. Tune-up was pretty good. Fuel pressure was hanging in there all day, so that was really nice to see as well with the, you know, the new fuel pump setup and the triple pumps and all that good stuff. That was working real nice. You can see all that there. If any of you guys are interested in these, I have 4 pump ones for sale. That'll hold 4 525s or 535s or whatever you're running. And I had a fella testing them out, and he made over 1,800 wheel horsepower with those. I will post some pictures here of those after that, and you can check them out. I'm thinking $600 for one, and that doesn't come with pumps or anything, but it'll come with the fitting that goes in the top, or unless you don't want the fitting, you can run your own fitting or whatever. But it's a -12 on the top here, and then mine's just -12 to -12. But you know, obviously you can do -10, -12 to -10, or -12 to -8, or whatever you're thinking. But that's just the way that I set this particular one up. Also, different things from here. This sealer here is encased inside of the actual hat, so you can't see this and you can't push this out at all. So that's one thing that's different about that one versus this particular one. And then that one is bolt in, which you'll see in the pictures. This one I obviously welded on here. But yeah, I'll post some pictures of those. I'm thinking 600 bucks. I believe I have 3 of them left. So if anyone's looking for a quad pump setup, they make 1,800 horse. I mean, they're pretty badass. So if you're looking for some of that, let me know. And I also have one other cool thing to show you, but let me get it out and get it ready. So next thing here to show you is you can contact me directly to get some of these. I have a whole bunch of them here, or you can contact MTB3D on Instagram, and he can also hook you up with these. But they are clips for mounting hoses and such in, you know, along the chassis, inside of your car, anywhere. So this particular one is a -4. This is a stainless braided, and it just clips right around here, and you can bolt it, zip tie it, whatever you want to, right onto your car. So I have a whole bunch of these. There are double ones. So this is like a double -6 one. So you can put 2 of them in here next to each other, just like so. Bolt it right on to your frame or wherever you're looking to bolt it to. I got a bunch of different ones. So double -6, double -8, single -8, single -6, single -4, double -4. I got double 3/16 for brake line. I have single 3/16 for brake line. Just tons of different good stuff. And I know he can print quite a bit of pretty cool stuff. He's working on a mount for my GPS, my Holley, or GPS, for my G meter, my Holley EFI G meter. So it's going to mount to an 1.5" bar or 1.5" or whatever I told him. And then he's got the bolt pattern and everything. He'll print it out. He can insert these little nuts into here, so you can thread stuff into them, and it'll mount right onto the roll bar. It'll be square, flat, sturdy, won't be moving around, so you can get some accurate data on your G meter. This thing is also, you can pretty much do anything with this. I think you can mount bigger hose to it, smaller, but I believe they were using this one for parachute cables. So you put this on your bar and you can run your cable through here so it doesn't get tied up on anything. You don't have zip ties. This is all 3D printed. It is carbon infused nylon, and it is some pretty strong stuff. I mean, you can get pretty insane on bending this, and it doesn't break, and it weighs absolutely nothing. I mean, it is just paper light. So if you're looking for some things like that, as I tear my car apart some more, I'm going to start putting these into here. Like I said, I haven't really been doing a whole lot with it, so I haven't had anything torn apart to where I could change over to all this stuff. But definitely over the next winter's makeover, I'll be adding all these to mine, so everything's clipped up nice. These are super convenient for actually hanging something and having it stay there and not wiggle around or zip ties break or anything else really. They're super simple, and like the double ones like this make it really nice for a lot of different things. So if you need any of that stuff, you can hit me up, or MTB3D on Instagram. You can get you all that stuff too. So, but that's pretty much going to conclude this video. Cache the Creeks in a couple weeks, so I'll be getting everything ready for that. I think I got a few changes in mind, which you'll see in an upcoming video. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.